Even those other colleges that were maybe asking for 500 might end up asking for 1,000 too. Now, Conestoga, which was initially asking, in fact, the payment policy for Nbcc now is the same procedure or payment policy for Conestoga College. I do not know about the others. So welcome back to our YouTube channel, and thank you so much for joining the channel today, guys. So today let's talk about some changes in Canada that you need. Few days back I received a message from a follower. Literally, this follower is somebody I got admissions to at Nbcc. Before he sent this message to me, I did not know what was even happening. That was when I had to do some findings. Then I realized that there are changes for those who are going to be studying at Nbcc in Canada in 2024. So if you are an international student who got admissions to Nbcc in Canada, then know that there are changes, and I will be giving you the changes in this video. So make sure you watch till the end and pick the information I'm going to give in case you didn't get the email. For those who received the email, they already know what I'm talking about, but I'm going to break it down again, then give you some things that you could be doing, all right, or some suggestions that may help you in the future. This is for those who are going to start lectures in 2024, that's September semester 2024. Guys, without wasting more time, let's go into the details for today. So Nbcc is now asking international students. Before I proceed, my name is Milton. If you're just joining, I'm equally called the chairman of the Broke community. Thank you so much. So Nbcc is asking international students to add $1,000 to their initial 500 tuition deposit. What I mean here is Nbcc recently sent mails few days back. I don't know if you received your own mail asking international students to transfer $1,000 back into their school account. Now remember, if you got admissions before and you secured your position, which means that you already paid the $500 deposit to Nbcc before, now you have to add $1,000 again, making $1,500 to go to Nbcc. Now, if you do not add this money, that's the latest information according to Nbcc. I'm coming, okay? These are not all the things you need to know. If you do not add this money, Nbcc is going to drop your name from their list, so you cannot study again in September. Now, the only way to move forward is to add this $1,000 to Nbcc, making $1,500. So this is the new deposit Nbcc is requesting from international students. Now, when you pay this $1,000, because you have paid $100 before, when you pay this $1,000, it will make $1,500, and Nbcc will now request for your attestation. Guys, remember, I have a voice note someone actually called them, recorded and forwarded to me so that I can explain to you, those of you who do not know. Please listen to me keenly. When you pay this $1,000, that is the only time Nbcc is going to request for your attestation. They would take the attestation, because now the attestation is going to come from the government. Then the schools in Canada will be distributing to their students. So the first rule for Nbcc to give your own or to ask for your attestation is to pay this $1,000. You will now prepare and apply for your visa. Please note that when you apply for your visa and is granted, this $1,500 is part of your tuition fee. They will now count it inside. But if your visa is rejected, you will lose this $1,500. That is the new law. For those of you who do not know, if you doubt, go and ask the school. Please call them. Like I said, I have a recorded call here. All these questions, we asked them and they said so. So please, this is what you need. If you do not get the visa, you lose your $1,500. But now, this is the second law. Remember I said there were two infos. When you pay this $1,500 and they will now collect your attestation letter or your letter of attestation or whatever, the new letter IRCC said international students are going to get, After collecting and giving it to you, you will now go ahead and pay your remaining tuition for the first semester by June 28th this year. So after collecting this, while applying, we do not know when you are going to be applying for your visa, maybe now, maybe later, but note that by June 28th, you have to pay your remaining balance of your first semester tuition fee to Nbcc. Now, note that if you do not pay this balance by this date, you will lose your position. This is a fact I'm telling you. You will lose your position. And again, remember that if your visa is rejected, you would get the remaining balance of the tuition fee, excluding this 1,500 I mentioned. For example, let's assume that your program is a 2 years program and 1 year is like 10,250. It means 1 year we have 2 semesters. Therefore, one semester is half of 10,250. Let's say maybe 5,000 euros. Let's just assume like this. Now, you have already paid 1,500 to Nbcc, and what is left out of 5,000? 3,500. Now you have to pay the remaining 3,500 by June 28th. And if you do not pay by June 28th, you lose your position and your 1,500 is gone. I hope you understand. Now, if you apply for your visa, this is my suggestion. Immediately you pay this money because there is a deadline for everybody. I think it's March 31st. I don't know if it's for everybody, but most of the students who came to me complaining about this are those that were asked to pay before March 31st. If you have the money and you think you still want to proceed with the Canada, pay this money all right now before the deadline so that they can start processing your attestation. And at least because IRCC said everybody has to wait by the 31st of this month, so that at least from the 1st of April you should be guaranteed an attestation. Immediately the attestation comes to you, you file in for your visa application. Now this is the reason. Let me give you a reason why I want you to file in as fast as possible. Remember, you have to pay your tuition by June 28th. The tendency is that a lot of students, because some provinces like I think Alberta and some other provinces have started giving out attestation. Remember, some other set of students are applying without attestation. And now the tendency is that there will be a lot of crowdiness. A lot of people will want to submit their visa application within this April, May. So if you get your attestation early, apply as early as possible so that maybe if you are lucky before June, IRCC would have looked at your application. This is now for international students who are going to Nbcc. If you are lucky and IRCC look at your application, or maybe the visa officer look at their application before June, then you will get a response before June. If it's positive, you will know maybe you are moving to Canada, and of course you can now pay your tuition to Nbcc before that deadline. And if it's negative, then you can then decide if you are applying again. And if you are applying again, you should apply to try to get updates before the deadline for you to pay your first tuition deposit. Otherwise, you can pay your tuition completely. It's still a choice. But let me inform you about this, because a lot of people think that they can outsmart the system. Guys, the way Canada is now, it is not about paying your complete tuition that will guarantee you a visa. Point number one. So you should note this. The only things that will give you a visa is if you have a good proof of funds, if you have your home ties, and if you have a good letter of explanation. All these things are so critical for you to get this visa. Now, we have talked about all the things. This is for those going to Nbcc. I do not know what the other schools are. Now, Nbcc is asking a deposit of 1,500. Initially, everybody knew it was 500. So you should get ready that the future Nbcc will be asking for 1,500 because they are struggling. I do not know why all of this is coming into place, but according to what they said, okay, they are struggling to see that those who are willing to join September can indicate now those who are willing to drop should drop now so that they can take advantage. Remember, a lot of people apply to Nbcc and they can now issue offer letters to those who were waitlisted. So this is the target they are trying to get. They want to make sure that some people, because definitely a lot of people have dropped. Yes, I know people already who will not be applying for this because the risks, I don't understand the risks involved, but they are telling me they cannot risk it. So definitely those people who were waitlisted will get a spot to study at Nbcc. Now, you should remember that I said only your remaining tuition, the one you are going to pay by June 28th, will be refunded in case your visa is rejected. This 1,500 will not be refunded. Let's take a look at this. Looking at this, it means that even those other colleges that were maybe asking for 500 might end up asking for 1,000 too. Now, Nbcc is asking for 1,500, which means that Conestoga, which was initially asking, in fact, the payment policy for Nbcc now is the same procedure or payment policy for Conestoga College. I do not know about the others, but I know Conestoga was like this before. Nbcc just joins now. So you have to really figure a way out and know what you are doing. If you do not have enough money, stop it now and look at European countries. The reason is this. Remember, living cost money, which was initially 10,000 euros, was pushed to 20,635. And a lot of people would be trying to do jig. I hope you understand, in order to get the visa. So IRCC will pay more attention to proof of funds and home ties this time around. And remember, said they are accepting only 360,000 residence permit or international students into Canada. Now, it may be more, it may be less, but that was the law. I do not think Canada can say something and change it tomorrow. So definitely they will be accepting that. So for you to get a residence permit this time around, you have to make sure you do everything possible. For one-on-one appointment with me, please check the video description box for the links to book an appointment. Remember that early application is key. A lot of people would book this, will pay all this money and will still not apply. Probably maybe they will apply and maybe they will not get a response on time. So you have to be like smart. In this case, you have to be smart. So this is all I wanted to pass to you. I will be talking about some other updates on how you can ease your visa application. Till we meet again,